minutes, we're going to send somebody after you. If she's not back up in 5 minutes, we'll check on her. There's a second. I had a student sick earlier. Do me a favor. Pay attention.
So it should be us?
Well, you're in the ballpark. But we're going to keep it simple. Will you please give an ice cream to Phil and me?
That don't make sense.
Somebody said,
No, it doesn't.
come on.
When you give ice cream to Phil and me, who said that?
The English language says that.
That don't make sense to me.
Why does that make sense?
It doesn't make sense. Why would you pay me?
I is a subject, me is an object. The I gives, the me receives.
Okay.
Let me show you.
You should just say us, so it makes sense.
You're right.
No, she should replace Phil and the whole sentence with us.
You're absolutely right. Why say Phil and me when I can use the plural objective case, us? Well, you just proved my point. Look at the subjects. Do you understand that these are all subjects?
Yes.
Subject, verb, complete thought. These are all objects.
Right.
Us is an object. And I need an object here. I need something that receives action.
Okay.
Now let's look at it like this. What she just said is actually quite smart, and I'm actually quite impressed with that thought. Let me just show you this so you don't get confused. What if I were to say Phil and blank, you gotta use a pronoun, Phil and blank like ice cream. Now what pronoun would you put here? I. See, Miguel, what I'm trying to show is that if you use a pronoun, these are pronouns. You know what? Pronouns are nouns. I can prove it. The word nouns and the word pronoun. They're nouns. Don't you need a subject, verb, and a complete thought?
Yeah.
Isn't every subject on earth a noun? It just happens to be a pronoun. It's a type of noun. You know why God invented pronouns? God invented pronouns so you don't speak like this. Phil and Joe love to go to the park. Phil and Joe love to go to the museum. Phil and Joe love to go to the zoo. Phil and Joe love to go to the dance. You use pronouns to mix it up a little bit. Phil and he like to go. Me and Phil, whatever. Phil and I. No, don't ever say me and Phil. Don't ever put me first. Makes you look selfish. Do me a favor. Please, I need you to focus. Phil and I like ice cream. Now I'm going to use the subject. Why? Because it's a subject. Phil and I are the nouns. By the way, that's called a compound noun, because there are two of them, just like a compound equation in chemistry. Phil and I is now the subject, like is the verb, ice cream is the complete thought. So now I use I. But when I say, Phil and I like ice cream, please give blank ice cream, what are you going to say? You got to use that object now. Please give us ice cream, which is what Miss Clay wanted all along. Does this make any sense?
Yeah.
You didn't like the way it sounded, so you made it better, but it's still correct. Let's review. I'm going to do this little interactive game or activity. When I do this, the point will really hit home. I'll start. You've got to use the objects. I will use the subjects. I will first. We want to go to the movies with him. He loves to go to the zoo with her. She hates to blank whether or not you want to learn something today. Who are blank? Who are you? Who am blank? Who am I? Who am I? Who am I? Let's ponder that. Who are you? Who am I? All of a sudden, what am I? Am I just a ragged group of bones?
You're a soul.
Ah, you're damn right. Soul's on fire today. Put me up, put me up. Don't forget to water your soul or it won't grow. Don't forget to... I have a new one from some kid back here. I got one back here. You will never be able to follow me, dude. I got a new one back here. Somebody says it. That's what this is. They're making their own now.
Oh my God.
I don't even know what this means. Whatever. Don't. Never mind. Back to reality. Listen. I need you to really. By the way, Viviana, congratulations. Best time travel prompt I've ever read in my life.
I like time travel.
I'm thankful that you took the time to write the time travel prompts. Can I just say a few things? Yes, I know we're getting off task, but we all know how we roll here. Those time travel prompts, first of all, you all didn't do it. Without exception, where's the one place people wanted to go back in time to change history? There's always one.
1947.
Now, 1947, yeah. What, so you can make a better car door on a Ford?
Yeah, that's so you can get to the lottery winning.
Everybody want to go back where?
The 60s.
Every single...
Just for the music.
Everybody wanted to go back to Abraham Lincoln.
I don't mind the pieces.
Ford's Theater, April 14th, 1865. And stopped Lincoln from being shot.
Oh, you stopped everything. Yeah.
There's an old joke.
Oh, the one.
Other than that, Mrs. Lincoln, how did you like the play?
The servers, have you heard of that show that he goes back in time to try to stop Kennedy and attack? It's cool.
Nobody loves the Lincoln-Kennedy conspiracies like Mr. Edwards.
There's a conspiracy.
Someday we'll explore those. You ever know the conspiracies?
Yeah.
Like Lincoln's secretary was Miss Kennedy, Kennedy's secretary was Miss Lincoln. Lincoln was shot in a theater, and then his assassin ran to a warehouse. Kennedy was shot from a warehouse, and then the assassin ran to a theater. John Wilkes Booth and Lee Harvey Oswald. Booth killed Lincoln, Oswald killed Kennedy. They both had the same amount of letters in their name. It gets really creepy. Yeah.
There's the Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton.
All right, we'll get right on that. Thank you.
It's about that.
Can we get back to what's called pronouns? I didn't want to learn anything too, but I have to. They make me. All right, now, let me clarify a few points. Pronouns. This is it. This is the essential learning. Number one, a pronoun can be a subject. You're the ones who told me subject, verb, complete thought. So if it's a subject, it's these. These are the subject pronouns. Number two, if you use a pronoun as an object, then you've got to use the pronoun here. And how do I know the difference? Subject, I enjoy eating ice cream. I'm the subject. Subject, verb, complete thought. How is that impossible? Object, will you please buy me an ice cream? I'm no longer the subject. I'm the object. Subject gives, I am giving you. You receive. You're the object. Yes, no, maybe. Let's do it again. Let's see if we can get this right for posterity. Let's use Leopold and Loeb why we're in that kind of mood. All right? All right? We wrote a ransom note and sent it to him. He was killed with a chisel by them. She told blank not to do it. Them again. You killed. I killed. They killed. It, the chisel, was never found. And not even blank knows where it is. Oh, that's actually a subject because I used a comma. Uh-oh, that doesn't work. Forget that. Erase that. Back to me. Do you think you have a somewhat superficial grasp of the concept of subject and object pronouns? Then I need to give you an exception. I'm really going to confuse you now, and we're going to have to go back in time. Luckily, we know how to time travel. See? See all that time traveling? See how that came in handy? There is an exception to the rule, and that is when you use the word than. T-H-A-N. And I need you to focus right now. ACT tests the exception. Now look at the board now. She knows more. You were just taught subject-object. So you now want to say, she knows more about science than me, right? Now it's than I. Because the word than is a transition word. Picture than like a comma or a period. Because even though you say she knows more than I, you're really saying she knows more than I know. She knows more about science than I do. There's a verb there, you just don't usually put it. It's assumed. I hope that's not too confusing. Here's the point. If you see the transition word than, and your option is I or me, it's always I. Every other case, it's me. Give me $300 for this lesson. You owe me. Well, the amount of money you owe me right now. In fact, I got to start saying, especially on camera, how much you owe me, because the IRS is going to want me to declare that income.
Actually, all of your teacher.
No, that's not a...
Evade the taxes.
Nothing, don't even... Texas. We were talking about Texas.
Yes.
We were talking about Texas. Don't even say taxes. Shh. You want to know something? Let me show you the difference between you and me.
Don't worry,
On April 15th, I have to write a certified check to the Internal Revenue Service for $11,000. You don't even have $11,000. Do you?
That's about how much we pay.
Do you believe? You want to hear tragedy? Do you want to hear human tragedy? I'm going to have to write a check to the federal government for $11,000. And that's not, I'm paying more. I'm paying about $40,000 in taxes. But I'm 11,000 short right now, so I have to write them a check. The bottom line is, you know what they're going to do? They're going to give that money to the United States Air Force, and they're going to buy a wing nut with that. They're going to buy one nut, and they're going to screw the nut on, and they're going to charge the federal government $11,000. Can you believe that?
Hey, whoever's...
Can you believe that?
Whoever's making a bunch of money. Whoever's supplying.
Do you know years ago there were proponents that this was good? I would have voted for this. There was a group that said that I pay the taxes, right? Then I should be able to decide who gets my taxes. Like I want to give it all to the park services, or I want to give it all to recycling programs. There was a movement in the 70s and 80s to do that, but of course it got shot down. Wouldn't that be great? I'm going to give all my money to, whatever. Environmental cleanup, right? The legalized marijuana lobby.
Yeah.
No, don't put that on. That's going to have to be.
That's what I'm talking about. Mr. President.
That has to be, we're going to have to edit that one out. Or not. Please focus. The other thing that I want you to learn is I want you to learn what a freaking pronoun looks like. I want you to say these are pronouns. These are the important pronouns. There are 8 types of pronouns. I don't think you can memorize all this today. Mrs. Kaminsky, she taught me, I remembered it. I did not get these notes from a book. I got these notes from here because she taught me so good. Oh, she taught me so well.
Yeah, all right.
First type of pronoun is personal, but we also know this as subject pronouns, remember? Remember?
Yep.
He, she, it, I, you, we, they. These are always subjects. Demonstrative pronouns, that's easy. This, that, these, those. This, that, these, those. Look at this magic trick. I like this. Give me that. Look at these. Look at those. Get your mind out of the gutter
What are
somewhere.
those?
Indefinite pronouns are a little bit trickier, so I'm going to reteach them next week. Somebody, everybody, anybody. Reflexive pronouns, in Spanish, they take the SE ending. She's so in love with herself. He doesn't know, you know, whatever. No, these are not used that often. Himself. He can't stop looking at himself in the mirror. I'm so gorgeous. Relative pronoun. Who are you looking for? Here's how I want you to remember it. When I use the word who, what word do I think of? Whom. What word do I substitute for who? He. For whom? Him. Can I do the same for whoever, whomever? Yes, I can. Yes, I can. He, him. Same thing. When you use which or that, think of objects. When you use who or whom, think of people. Which book did you read? Is that your book? Objects, people. People are, how do I use which? How do I use that? Objects. Is that the best you can do? Interrogative, just like an interrogation, questions. Who are you looking for? Intensive is when you only use pronouns. I love myself. She hates herself. Possessive pronouns, also known as, oh my God, object pronouns. These are your subjects, these are your objects. Give it to me. I hate them. They never let us into the party. Nobody likes her.
That's what you like.
You ever deal? Some pronouns just make people hate. What did you learn today? Jamie, what did you learn at school today? I learned how to use pronouns to hate people, Mom. I hate you, Mom. And when Dad gets home, I'm going to tell him that I hate him. Ooh, I hate you.
Okay, I don't know.
All right, everybody back to love. Please tell me that this makes one iota of sense.
Yes.
Promise? Miss Clay, you're the one who asked the question.
I got it.
Now you got to take 4 questions from a real ACT to prove that you got it. Who hands out here? Here's what I need you to do. Then we're going to listen to chapter 5 on.
I'm gonna go check on Shakira.
Yeah, go ahead. We're going to go check up. We're going to go. Then after this, we're going to listen to chapter 5 on Slaughterhouse 5. Do me a personal favor. Go to Chromebook. Go to Pronouns and upload the 4th PDF. That's a 4-question quiz that will test exactly what we just discussed. Scantron's pencils. All right, that's it. That's all we got for today. All right, so you can stop taping now.